Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We are here for our Thursday night live stream. It is a little bit of a continuation from last week's live stream. And several of you are already here chatting. I appreciate it when y'all are here early. I hope you make it back, Gina. Hello, Kenneth. Good evening. Hey, Tasharia. Happy Thursday. Hey, Lori. Tell Tim and the boys I said hi too. So yeah, it's 5 o'clock, and I've been I've been working on compliance courses. So I have so many because I can't talk about what clients I have, but I have several clients, and they're healthcare clients, and they all have their own HIPAA, fraud, waste, and abuse, security awareness, clean work desk space. Golly gee, I had 20 courses today. I got through all 20, and then about 3 to 5 minutes before this live stream, I failed the final assessment. I was going too fast. Dang. So I have to do the whole thing again, and it's like 30 minutes, and you just gotta select all that apply. Means you need to read all of the answers, Misty. I did not. I thought I was smart. I was not. One of them I just read. What does not apply? Oh, that's not what I put. I put all of the things that applied. It's fine. It's fine. It's Thursday. We still have a few more days to get it done. Oh, Marcy. Hey, Marcy. Thanks for joining. All right, Mama. Thanks for joining to tell everybody howdy. We'll see you on the replay with the replay gang, which will probably be Camille, Celine, Kirsten. Hopefully Mary will get here soon too. She's been working a bunch, but we'll go ahead and get started with the week and or the rest of the week, I guess I should say, from where we were. So if you weren't here last week, I talked a little bit about my trip to Ohio and then started the portion of my trip that went through North Carolina. So I've been talking about that. There is videos and some pictures and things like that I am putting together. I've got them pretty much all sorted. I had to reach out to Kirsten for a few things that she had posted that I thought I had like downloaded, but evidently I had not, some pictures and things. So thank you, Coach, for sending those to me so that I can get those in video. But I had to put out those last two new favorite or epic disasters first, just because, I mean, what are the chances of two epic disasters back to back? Even though, like I said, I did feel a little bit sorry for Prime because after I had that monster coffee, even Mary agreed that it was gross. I didn't put it in the video, but I did, in fact, take it to Mary. She took one sip. Natasha looked at her face. Natasha wouldn't even try it, and it just got all poured out. It just, so I like carb. I don't know where my voice is. I've been talking a lot on calls this week, but today I've mainly been doing courses. Anyway, you know what? I brought me a little protein shake because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since noon because I eat at noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, I try to eat around noon every day, but that way I can do the 2 p.m. workout. I like to have at least an hour and a half or so of food in my stomach before I work out. Anyway, I'm hungry. So we're just going to lubricate the vocal cords and get a little protein into our body this evening. Hey, Denise, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here on the live stream. I saw a few videos you had come out I need to check out, actually. I like haul videos. I don't know why. I even like try-on videos. Like, I don't wear that stuff. But I don't know why I enjoy watching other people just try on stuff. I think it's fun. I don't know what it is about it. I even caught Jess Kaplan live the other day with her. I think it was a Halara haul. I love it. She does such good descriptions of what it's good for, what it's not good for. I just wear the same clothes. No matter, I don't know what kind of workout I'm getting into. I'm just there to do it. Yeah, so last week we talked about our trip, so I couldn't get through it all in an hour. So we'll see how long it takes us to get through it tonight. But If you weren't here last week, just brief recap. We had a lot of fun. Went to Ohio. Mary and I left on Friday. We almost missed our plane. We did not. It was both of our faults a little bit, but we made it. Uh, I do not know how to push the start button car and left it running with the doors unlocked, lights on, everything for about half an hour. But nothing was stolen, not even the car. So, I mean, small blessings. We had lots of good food. We got to see the eclipse, which was just awe-inspiring. It just really, I know I've already said it, and you'll see in the video, it was hard for me to even talk in the video because I was just in awe. And in the video, one good thing about my camera is it does really well in low light. The bad thing is you couldn't really tell just how dark it was because it was trying to adapt. I've noticed that in some of my videos, actually the last two. I remember it was dark outside, but it looks okay on the video. Anyway, so we went on a hike. We went on a bigger hike than the hike on accident when we went to that pyramid sculpture park. We went the wrong way and we walked the drive trail. Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever finished telling the story about those two girls last week. If I did, I apologize. But there were these two girls on the final hill that were going up in front of us. And they were probably 3/4 of the way up. And I had taken a video and a picture just to kind of see if you could see how steep it was. And you still really couldn't tell exactly how steep it was. But when we got to the top, they turned around. They're like, man, y'all made it up there fast because they kept having to pause. We're like, yeah, we work out. We didn't say that actually. We were thinking they were probably like, how did all these old ladies get up this hill like right behind us? But it is because we worked out. That is true. Camille walks a whole bunch. She's actually started. I'm proud of you, Camille, for being able to do weights again. And then me, Lori, and Mary, we like working out. We enjoy it. I like lifting things. I need to do more weight training. I'm getting way off topic. My brain is just fried with online courses right now. You need to know anything about HIPAA, though, you just let me know. Or the TCPA, any of that fun stuff. Y'all let me know. Oh, I wish I could just test out of it. But anyway, it's fine. Stop thinking about that, Misty. You can do that tomorrow. I really just wanted to get it done today, but that's fine. I'm not redoing that course tonight. It took like 30 minutes to just go through it to get to the test. Oof. Yeah, Lord says they were definitely wondering how the old ladies got up the hill so fast. But I mean, yeah, to be fair. And I mean, to be fair, the old ladies, even in our group, Lori, look young because neither one of them, I mean, nobody thinks Mary's 60, even though she is, and Camille's going to be, and people don't believe that either. And I'm 12, and you look real young, Lori. So anyway, but yeah, much older than them. They were like in their early 20s, probably early to mid 20s, I'd say. But yeah, they looked at us. They're like, y'all got up there fast. We were huffing and puffing, though. We were, like I said, we were even checking our heartbeat, make sure we weren't going to die. We didn't have water, though, did we? That's okay. Will is in my Discord, and he is a part-time rescue person. So I say part-time, they call him in the middle of the night. He doesn't go when he's working his regular job, but he'll go out any other time. Sometimes he doesn't even sleep very much at night because he's out rescuing people. Most of them get lost and don't have water. I think we had water for a little bit. I remember carrying something, but anyway. So yeah, so the trip to Ohio was super fun. It was great to hang out with Mary, Lori, and Camille for those 4 days because we were pretty much together most of Saturday. Lori picked us up around 10, 11. We met, 11 or 12, we met with Camille, and then all day Saturday and Sunday. So, and then a little bit on Tuesday. So I guess 3 full days probably. Anyway, super fun. I was trying to think what was the best food that I had. Now, outside of the meal that was made for us, which is always a special meal, I really like Skyline chili. It was really good. I love chili, guys. It's so delicious. I've never had chili on spaghetti, but I also normally don't eat spaghetti because I'm not a big fan of tomato sauce. I'm not a big fan of, Tomatoes aren't a big fan of me either, to be fair. They're one of the nightshades that my body doesn't really appreciate, but I also don't appreciate them very much unless they are cooked and not chunky. Um, I like smooth tomato sauce is fine. Anyway, I like the chili and cheese on the spaghetti. It was good. I'm sure their hot dogs were crushing it because that is a classic chili hot dog. Anyway, so that was our trip to Ohio. Quick recap. If you want to know more information about that, you can go watch last week's live stream. But then we had gotten into meeting Kirsten and the boot camp girls. So I met with my friend Lori, who's in North Carolina, and we met that night and had conversations about how to surprise her. So that's what we did the next morning. We went early. I surprised her for boot camp, and she was shocked silent, which was super fun and a good time by me, at least. Then she picked me up and we did our manicure. I think I talked a little bit about that because I'm still unclear why cuticles need to be cut. I'm not cutting mine anymore, just as an FYI. I'm still doing my fingers. Look at these pretty colors. I got blue and orange again, but I got like a sparkly dark blue today. Well, this week. I painted them a while ago. I had to redo one of my fingers, but it looks blue. You probably can't tell. It's like it got all around my finger and stained my finger. I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. It'll be okay. So we got the nails done. And then is that when we went? Oh no, I already need to bring up my notes. I'm on like day 3 and already have to bring up my notes. Yeah, because I told you all about the rental issues, and then the Juniper Grill with Lori was great. Yeah, so we had the manicure, and then we went to 131 Main. Yeah, I remember telling you about that pork chop. That pork chop was like this big, double pork chop. That was like a quadruple pork chop, but it was delicious. It was really, really good. And it was on like mashed potatoes. Mm-mm. Delicious, delicious. So, can you get the canned Skyline chili in Texas? If so, you can make it. They sell it canned? I've never looked, to be honest. If I am going to buy a canned chili, it's Hormel, no beans. That's the chili that I buy. Not that you asked. So I've never looked for another brand. I will eat Wolf chili too. Wolf, no beans. I'll eat that. But Hormel, I think is better. I don't know if it is. That's just my brand preference on that. I didn't know there was. I'll have to look. They do. Oh my goodness. I'll have to look because it was really good. Like the spices in the chili were really good. It wasn't like a hot spicy. It wasn't like in Texas we like what we call like a 2-alarm, a 3-alarm, like a spicy chili. It wasn't that spicy. Even Mary could eat it. Mary doesn't do well with spicy foods. So it was delicious. I really did enjoy it. Now I'm going to have to look. Maybe the Hebes have it. Lori, I'll have to check it out and see. So Thursday, I think was where we kind of left off. We were, that was my busy physical activity day. Well, I mean, they were all busy physical activity days, but that was the day that I did boot camp live stream with Kirsten on her channel, which is online. And then we did 2 10-minute workouts, which have both been posted. We posted one this Tuesday and one last Tuesday. And then she did 2 reels or shorts, depending on if it's on Instagram or YouTube. So those didn't take very long because we did like each move separate. We only did it like 4 or 5 times. So those reels, even though they're a minute long, maybe not even a full minute, they probably only took 2 or 3 minutes even to film. So total in all that day, it was a little over 2 hours of working out between the boot camp, the live stream, and the 2 videos and 2 reels. So it was super fun. I started that morning with waffle, which I believe we talked about, because I don't know what it is about them waffles at hotels. They're real good. They're so good. They're light. They're fluffy. I put peanut butter all over it and ate it. I carved up. Boop, boop. That was after boot camp. And then I went to her home. I got to meet her dad. He's a stinker, but he's lovely. I met her husband. I met her daughter and John. I met her oldest son. I got to meet her youngest son on Sunday. So I met everybody in her family pretty much for a little while. So that was really nice to get to meet other people that I feel like I know, even though I've never met them in person. But what was funny was they also felt like they knew me, even though they never met me in person. I think mainly because she talks about me. She talks about a lot of us. So I'm sure they know several of us. But yeah, that was kind of fun. And then she made protein bites and a protein shake. Her dad and I are now addicted to the protein bites. That's what we've been living off of. Actually, Mary and Camille both made some protein bites. It's just really simple. It's like peanut butter, oats, honey, protein powder. So I made some with a chocolate PB powder and then some with that marshmallow powder that I like to use for my cheesecake bites. Oh, it's like a fluffernutter. Oh, it's so good. It's really good. Camille did hers all peanut butter all the time. Peanut butter powder, peanut butter. I'm down for that too. That does in fact sound delicious. So that's what we had after our 2 workouts. She actually does her workouts, her 10-minute videos where she started those. She doesn't talk. It's just music with cues on the screen as to what you're doing, how much time you have left, all that kind of stuff. So for those people who like those types of videos and workouts, she offers those. And then she also does the live streams 2 times a week, which is why I was able to join her for that. And it was neat because we got to go to her friend's house, which is where she films them, which is literally just down the street that she lives, like a few houses down. But so I got to meet her neighbor, got to talk with her. She was very lovely. She had the most beautiful backyard. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kirsten, your backyard is nice. I love the little pond area, all the turtles. It's great. Her home, her backyard is beautiful. There was what kind of tree is that? What kind of tree is that? What kind of flower is that? What kind of bush is that? Like, it was so pretty and so colorful. I like Texas. I really do, but we're evergreen. So you get shades of green. And if you get, well, and if you hang out with Natasha, you know that most of the ones that if they're not green, they're not native. They're an invasive species in Texas. They're still pretty, but they're not native. Anyway, so to be able to see like reds and blues and purples and yellow on trees, like, and on flower, it was just really fun. It was a beautiful backyard. It rained on us. I think I told you all that the whole time. You can see that in the videos. It just poured down rain, but we just kept on working out because that's what we were there to do. And the equipment could take it, I guess. I don't know if that was really a good plan. But when have Kirsten and I ever done workouts where it was actually a good plan? We just think it's going to be fun. We convince ourselves it's going to be fun and then we do it. So is it fun? Who knows? Oh, and I got to meet Zeke. I think I told you all that too. We did not get in trouble, but he was totally on the couch with me. He's such a sweet boy. Evidently, he's not always a sweet boy, but I was missing my dogs and willing to give him love and pet him. So he was a sweet boy. He wants attention. All dogs do. If you came here, I mean, for those of you who have been here, you know, my dogs would make you believe they never get love, ever. Because they don't. I don't like them at all. They'll sit in your lap before they'll sit in mine if you come to visit. Like, they just want new love, especially Barnum. Not always Ruby, but Barnum just loves love. He just wants you to love him. And he loves a big dog, but he doesn't know how to play with him. Anyway, so I got to meet Zeke. And then it was her son's birthday. So I ended up leaving and went out to dinner with Lisa on Thursday. And that was the night. I think I might have talked about that too, actually. So it might have recapped more than I intended. We went to Firebird. It's not Firebirds. That's oh no, it was Firebirds. Firebirds. Oh, I'm thinking Freebirds is the burrito. Firebirds was it was a nice place. It was, nicer than like a Cheddar's or anything like that. It had different types of foods, but we both got the sirloin, even though she was like, that's not the best cut of meat. I was like, I really like a sirloin. I know it's not the most tender cut of meat. I know it's not the best quality. I didn't mind paying more for another cut. I actually really like a sirloin. There's something about the texture of it that I really enjoy. So I had that and a baked potato, and then we both talked ourselves into the lemon blueberry cake, in which I ate and then went to sleep. So I do remember telling y'all that. So that was Thursday. It was really fun. I was very proud of my body because one, the workouts weren't super easy. I was already on day, 8 of my vacation or 7 of my vacation at that time. So I'd already been really more physically active than I normally am for almost a week. I was still coming off of the meds of the steroids and antibiotics. I'd only been off of them for like a week and a half. So I was still getting back into my own routine and groove. And I was a little worried about, not that I'd be able to do it. I knew I could push through it and do it, but like how I would feel while doing it and after. So, I mean, obviously the workouts weren't the easiest. Balance is hard for me, and a lot of more balance moves, which you can see in the videos, but I like that. And in this last one, I love it. There were several times she's like, go at your own pace. Yeah, because I'm not going as fast as you are, coach. I like you. I really do. I love you. I think you're great. You go too fast sometimes. Today, we're doing the ladder. I love a ladder. I love a ladder workout. I don't know what it is. Ladder, pyramid, whatever you want to call it. I love them. But she was going fast. I was like, I try to get in front of where she is. So I try to memorize it as she does it. A ladder basically is like you do 1 of something, then 2 of something, then 3 of something, then 4 of something. Or a pyramid. I actually think of a pyramid as something different. I think of pyramids as the same exercise, but you increase the number of that exercise. Like you'll do 20 of 2 or 3 exercises, then you'll do 30 of those exercises, then you'll do 40 of those exercises, then you'll go back down to 30. That's what I think of as a pyramid. A ladder, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are they the same? Probably. That's just what my brain thinks about it. I love them both. Either way, I think it's super fun. There's something in the repetition, even though it was a lot of up and downs. Anyway, she goes too fast. So I love that in the video. She's like, go your own pace. I'm like, yep, because I can't go as fast as you and not fall down. And I don't mind being a little off balance because that's just the truth of the workout, but I don't want to fall down ever if I can help it. Oh, yeah. Sherry said she felt like we were in fast forward this afternoon. It was fun. It was a fun workout. I mean, it was a lot of up and down too, because we had like a squat thrust and then push-ups and then jumping jacks. And then, so it was a lot of up and down and up and down and up and down, which is part of the workout. She's also super fast at that. I remember, in fact, she was doing, the shuffles to the left and right. And she said out loud, man, these are so fast for me. I thought the same thing. I was thinking, those are so fast for you. I did like 4 in her 6. But anyway, some days of the workout is do as many as you can when coach does however many she does. But it was super fun. I love those types of workouts. But I went home that night after I had my cake. I had my cake and I ate it too. That was really good. That blueberry compote on top of that lemon cake. It was so light and refreshing and not overly sweet, even though there was sugar in it. It tasted really well. Sometimes sugar tastes strange in certain things to me now since I'm so used to not having it, but that tasted delicious. So I went home and slept. I woke up the next day for boot camp and I felt fine. I didn't feel tired. I honestly didn't even feel that worked. Like my legs were tired. My hamstrings were tired. And I kept needing to stretch my hamstrings throughout the rest of the couple of days, actually. But other than that, and getting 15 to 20,000 steps almost every day, for having my hamstrings a little tight, but I was proud. I would have never thought I would go on a vacation with the intention of working out for over 2 hours in a day and being excited about it, completing it. And then I was just real proud because It's consistency and the discipline to do the things when you don't want to do the things, or to do what you can when you don't want to do the things, at least, right? It really pays off. And I was really proud because now, will I work out on vacation? Obviously, yes. Y'all know that already. Every vacation I go on, I try to work out because it makes me feel better. Um, but going on a vacation and that being one of the goals while you're there was a little bit strange. I told some people when I came back, they're like, "How was your vacation?" I was like, "It was great. I got to work out with my coach in person." They're like, "You went on vacation to work out?" And that was really the first time I kind of thought about it that way. Was like, I mean, yeah, I did. That was part of why I went, was specifically to work out with her because it was super fun. Um, Getting to see behind the scenes and all that. So Friday was boot camp again. Of course, we had kickboxing. My legs were a little tired, so my kicks were a little low. But other than that, it was a good day. And then we went to the Invigory, and the Invigory is a self care place. They have all different types of things. They have like a red light sauna, which I think would be really good. I've used red light therapy before for the scarring on my body from my HS, hidradenitis suppurativa. It's my skin condition, my autoimmune disease that I have, and it really did clear it up. In fact, well, now I don't think it was this. I think it was on this side. I had like a big blemish on my skin, and like 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months, I realized that was almost gone, and that wasn't even what I was doing the therapy for. Anyway, what I chose to do was the cryo and the salt room. They also have like leg and arm things where like they like the leg wraps that you put around your leg, and it like warms it and massages it, or cools it and massages it. I'm not sure. The two things that I wanted to do were the cryo and the salt room, because I had been congested, trying to clear everything out, and salt is one of the things that is supposed to be good for that, for your respiratory. So I definitely wanted to do that. And she asked, did I want to feel energized or did I want to feel relaxed when I was done? And I was torn, and then decided I'd rather be sort of relaxed for the rest of the day. I knew I'd have energy, but I'd rather be relaxed. So that's why I did the cryo first, because she was like, if you want to go out like just full ready to go, do the cryo last. But I was already with coach, and I didn't need to be full ready to go. I was just going to follow her around, which is what I did. Um, but the cryo tank, I need to ask her what the temperature was. Cold. It was real cold. And so you just have on your underwear. They give you some dad socks for the win. They were big old white socks. They went all the way up to past my calf muscles, almost to my knee. It was fun. Slippers, and then gloves, big old mittens that you wear. And you stay in there for 3 minutes, and they let you pick a song. So I picked Try Everything by Shakira from Zootopia, which, for those of you who've been following me a while, you know that's my high anxiety movie. Whenever I'm having an anxiety attack, I watch Zootopia, and it makes me feel better. So, hey, Ron. Thanks for joining the live stream. Uh-oh, Kenneth. Well, thanks for stopping by, Kenneth. Enjoy your nap. I needed a nap. Yesterday was a rough day for me. I had one of those bad mental health, brain fog, gut. I don't know what all it was. I ended up taking 2 naps, one of them on purpose, one of them not. It was not good. But enjoy your nap if you need it. I highly support a nap as needed for recovery. Or cryo chambers if you get a chance. I don't know, like if you have one in your area, how much they cost, exactly how all that works, but I did 3 minutes, and however cold it was super cold. That's all that I know. And so then I got to play the song. So I just sang the song the whole time. I was just having a good time in there. It felt great. I felt wonderful. I got out, and my body was just like, I did feel the energy, but I could have gone and just done whatever. And then we went into the salt room. So I was the only one that did the cryo, because Coach Kirsten got sort of burned the last time. And then Lisa, who went with us, did not do the cryo either, but they both did the salt room with me. So it was the 3 of us in there. It was really fun. It was kind of relaxing. It was so relaxing at one point. It was like, I had to be like, don't fall asleep during this conversation because I felt like it would be rude. They probably wouldn't have cared, but it was actually kind of interesting because Lisa is getting bees. So her and her husband are now beekeepers. They got 2 hives or something like that. I don't know. So she was explaining all the process and things like that. I know Mary Fran over at No Excuses had talked about getting them, but they're going to wait. But Lisa was telling us all about the bees and how they keep them and how they transfer them and all that. So I was just sitting there breathing in the salt and blowing out a lot of junk while I sat in there. Had like a whole bottle of water while I was there. And then I was so relaxed, like a sloth. The video is she's like, how do you feel? Like a sloth. I feel like a sloth. I I I don't know that I have ever been that relaxed. We'll get to the massage in a moment, but even after that's the combo of the cold cryotherapy. Let's go to sit down and breathe in and just relax, boy. Howdy. I was like, I am glad you're driving right now, Kirsten, because I am out of there. Like, I was so relaxed because I was just sitting there listening. I was barely even talking. I might have talked, but I don't remember talking much. I was just relaxed. I was feeling all clean on the inside. I was feeling fresh and renewed on the outside. I could see how that definitely helps with inflammation. I know people do the cold baths. This was just cold air, which to me is definitely different. Just like I kind of talk about the humidity where it makes the hot hotter and the cold colder. So it was just dry air. But it felt lovely to me and I enjoyed it. So if you ever get the chance to do a cryo chamber, is it cold? Yes. I mean, evidently I did very well. A lot of people have to bounce around and kind of, I stood there and she's like, you didn't even flinch. I was like, it felt great. I was just singing just loud because that's what I do. I sing loud, not well, just loud. And so and that's my pump up song. Try everything. Because you try everything, even though you may fail. It doesn't stop. It just starts again. Oh, hey, Mary, you forgot it was past 5. That's okay. I've been talking about you. You can go back and catch the replay if you'd like. Hey, Hala, thanks for being here. It's good to see you. You're going next week? You're going to a cryo thing next week? Are you talking about what I'm talking about, or salt room? The cryo, I highly recommend. At first, I was like, I don't know. I don't just stand in cold. It just didn't sound like a good time. I didn't really like understand what the benefits were, but instantly, like inflammation. Oh yeah, Tasheri, let me know. You'll love it. Pick a good song. Hopefully, they'll let you play a song. I don't know. They let me play a song. Get one in your brain. Just sing your brains out, and it just felt great. It was so good. If you're claustrophobic at all, it may be a little weird, but the one that we had, you actually got to look out on the top, so your whole body wasn't in there, which I think makes it a little bit warmer, but whatever. Oh, you're still at work, Mary? Boo. Make that money, though. So, yeah, if you do get the opportunity to do a cryo chamber, I would recommend it. I definitely would do it again. 110%. I would do it again. It will definitely help before the ride. Like my body just felt renewed. It was just no other way to explain it. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt new. It felt like I had, how not every morning, but a lot of mornings when you wake up and your body just feels renewed. That's how I felt. Like I had just woken up from like the best nap ever or something. It was hard to explain. And your mental energy, your clarity, I mean, everything, you get focused in there because it is cold, but it was great. I enjoyed it. So if you ever get the opportunity to do that, if you ever get to sit in a salt room and you have any, congestion issues, breathing issues, salt is really good for you. I actually have a Himalayan salt lamp, but it's just a little lamp. It's not like sitting. I mean, there was salt on the floors. It was just everywhere. Like it was, you could taste it when you were breathing. And like the longer you sat in there, the more saltier the taste got. Like I was drinking my water and I was kind of like, tastes a little bit like salt water. But I would recommend that as relaxing. Wow, I was just so relaxed. I felt like I had woken from a nap and then I felt like I took one or needed one even. I don't know. That was so relaxing to me. And I think that's the way a lot of people feel like after massages and things like that. Um, and then of course on the way to the Invigory, once again, to just complete the cycle of me getting lost, I got lost. It was like, you have arrived. And I was at Athleta, which we had gone to the day before to go. Well, she picked up some things. Again, not really the clothing that I wear. Their shorts are too short for me. Um, but I was like, I was here yesterday. And I know she said it's close. So I just started walking. Of course, I walked the wrong way. And I'm like, help. She messaged. She's like, you were right behind me. What happened? I'm like, help, I'm lost. I don't know how I got lost. In like 30 seconds, I got lost. It's because I went to the left and not the right. But I found the Invigory, and then we did that. And so then I just left my car there in the parking lot because it was like it had a whole bunch of shops, like a mini shopping mall area with a bunch of restaurants and things like that. So I just left my rental there, and she took me to downtown Charlotte, and it was beautiful. Those were some of the biggest trees I've seen since like Louisiana. Louisiana has some massive trees, but there were so many trees that I had never even seen before. Like, I don't know what kind of trees they were. Not that I'm a tree expert by any means. I don't know no tree. I know like two trees, pine trees. I know pine trees because every part of the pine tree, don't get me started, Misty, got myself started. Anyway, so many beautiful trees, so many old houses. She's like, this is the bougie club. What are they called? What are those private clubs? It's not a yacht club. Oh, dang it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She's like, you don't even get to ask for membership. They ask you if you want in. I'm like, yeah, those don't sound like my kind of people. She's like, me either. But that's what it is. It was bigger than the White House, I think. I've never seen the White House, but this was the biggest White House I had. Country club. It's country club. That's what it was. Fancy country club. I think they're all fancy. I don't actually know. I've never been a country club member, but I've been to a few with other people or for events. Anyway, it was beautiful. And then we went to Optimus Hall, it was actually very similar to a place that Deanna and I went in St. Louis, where it's basically like a mall of food stores. So it's not a mall of shops, like a regular mall. It's like a food court mall. So we ended up both getting the same thing. Actually, we got a sandwich and did I write down what those things were called? Nope. I don't know what it was called. They had this thing, Knish, I think is what they called it. Knish. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Knish or Nish. I don't know how you say it. And the only way I can describe it is somehow they took like mashed potatoes and then deep fried it. It was so good. I love a potato. I know my mama says you like the most bland foods on the planet, but I do. Those are my favorite. Rice, bananas, potatoes, anything white, bland, and starchy. That's my jam. Those are like bread carbs. Those are white flour. That's my jam. If it's white, refined, and processed in the past, that's exactly what I want to eat. Sugar, all of it. It was so good. I ate it and then I had to save it. And we both ended up saving it for dessert. It was not a dessert. It was not sweet, but it was delicious. The sandwich was really good too, but the bread was a lot. And neither one of us eat that much bread anymore. She rarely eats bread. And I rarely eat bread. So, but we both had a sandwich. It's funny too. People are like, you had a sandwich? Yeah, she had a Diet Coke one day too, or Coke Zero one day too, guys. Ha ha. She's a regular person. What do you know? Anyway, so we went to Optimus Hall and then we went to the Discovery place. Yeah, we went to the Discovery Place, which is basically their science museum. It was like 3 different floors of stuff. So they had like a little aquarium area. They had a special exhibit on dogs. So I love that kind of stuff. Y'all know I'm a nerd. They had a great moon exhibit actually, which I learned more about the moon in that exhibit than I didn't even realize a lot of that stuff. And a lot of the stuff was just stuff that if you thought about it, I don't know why, but like one of the things that blew my mind is it's that we always see the same side of the moon. I was like, what? And then I started thinking about it and I was like, oh yeah, it circles up. We are always looking at the same side of the moon. That's why. Oh, and I have a question out there, just random. Uh, can you see the man in the moon? And if you can see the man in the moon, can you also see the rabbit in the moon? And can you see the polar bear in the moon? Because I can see all three on a full moon night. Some people can't see any of them. Some people can see the man in the moon. Some people can see the polar bear. I think the rabbit's one of the least ones that people talk about. Anyway, I thought I had never really thought about that before, that we're always looking at the same moon. Because half of it is in the light, half of it's in the dark. Anyway, things like that, right? Like blew my mind. All these little facts about dogs, which I love my dogs and I think dogs are interesting. And like how fast they can run. Like the Greyhound was the fastest. I think it had the pug at the slowest. I still don't know if I could outrun a pug though, because that thing can run like 5 miles an hour. That feels pretty fast. I can't run 5 miles in an hour. Maybe I could run that pace for a little bit, but not for an hour. Not that a pug could run it for an hour either. Anyway, I digress. So that was super fun. We went into the rainforest. I might have talked about that. And I was like, oh, it feels so good. And literally, like everybody who walked by, as I was saying, that was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like they just walked through that section as fast as they could. Like they were in, they were out. Everybody who walked through there was just immediately hit with this humid, warm. I loved it. She was like, do you want to sit here? So she worked on some YouTube or Instagram stuff, actually, I think, because there was a reel that posted after we sat in the rainforest. It felt great. They had birds. You could listen to the birds, but we just sat in that rainforest for probably 5 minutes. It was very kind of you to do that because I know it was warm, not very pleasant, but man, that moisture felt great. Oh, did I tell y'all too that on the way to the Discovery Science place that, of course, we parked in the parking zone, in the parking lot for the place. We came out, we took a right, we walked away, no place. So we're like, maybe we took another right, and then we're like, okay, let's just go back. And then we passed where we had gone, and we probably walked a mile only to find out that if we had turned left instead of right, we were probably about 200 feet away. I mean, it was literally just like if we had turned around, you could see the sign. It was just on the other side of the garage, but we walked all the way down, back, down past it, back around, back. Oh, there it is. And we got extra steps. So it was fine. We had time. We weren't in a big hurry. We were just in a little hurry. What else was I going to say? Oh, so then we come out of the Discovery place, and we were there. And I mean, kudos to you, Kirsten. We were there. She was like, "Ooh, I need to take a picture of where we're parked." So she snapped a picture on the way out. I was like, "That's really good thinking," because we have been lost everywhere we went. At Optimus Hall, I didn't even tell y'all. I forgot that part. But when we were going back, I was like, "Oh, that's your car right there." She's like, "That's not mine." I was like, "That's not yours. It's got the Buckeye thing." Maybe I did tell y'all that actually last week. She got so lost, she didn't even recognize her own car for a second. Like she's like, "That's not mine." I'm like, "I think it is. I think it's ours." So we got lost on the way to Optimus Hall. We got lost on the way to the Discovery place. She took a picture so we would be able to find our way back. And she took a picture of us in Zone 1. And so we walked all over Zone 1. And the car was not there. I'm like, beep the horn. Let's see if we can hear it. Car was not there. It just was not there. I was like, is there another parking spot? She's like, no, this is the only one for this Discovery place. It's marked. We looked. We were in the Discovery place parking lot. I'm like, I don't know where. I'm like, let me see the picture. So I looked at the picture and I noticed that the picture was not of the car in its spot. The picture was of, it said zone 1 and it was at the very end. And so I went back up to the top of the zone 1 where that picture was. And then I looked up into zone 2. I'm about 10 cars into zone 2, which was a totally different color and a totally different zone. There the car was. So, pro tip, if you take a picture of the car, take a picture of the zone that you're in, not the zone at the end of where you are, because then you'll spend another 15 minutes lost. I mean, we had a good time. We just chatted and walked up and down. We were doing the back and forth in the loops of the of the parking garage. I was like, it has to be here somewhere. All I could think to do was keep walking. And then when I looked at her picture, I saw that and I was like, let me look. And sure enough, there we were. So she got me back to the car around 3, which I had my video consult for my gastroenterologist. Isn't that what they're called? I think so. They changed the ages of colonoscopies to 45. So now that I'm 48 and they changed it, I have to do a colonoscopy, which first I have to find someone who can take me and bring me home because you are not allowed to. You can Uber there, they said, but you cannot Uber home. I don't Uber anyway. The only time I've ever used that was in Vegas and Dana and Amy always set it up. I don't actually know. I don't have the app. I think it's an app, right? I don't even know. So I did that. I need to do my colonoscopy. The earliest he has wasn't even until June. So I got to work all that out. But again, it's just standard. And then we'll go from there and talk about my gut issues and things like that. I really just think it's a lot related to menopause as well. As just my eating, which my mom's been doing some research on. And I'll probably talk more about that at some point, maybe about possible. I don't know. There's a thing about eating and she sent it to me. And when I read it, it just read like a diary of how I eat or don't eat for that matter. And I would talk about it more, but one, that's not what we're talking about. And B, I don't remember exactly what it was called. So I don't want to talk about it until I can be able to talk about it a little bit more intelligently. But it's basically like food aversions and based on texture and things like that, which y'all know I have in strong suit. So did that, went back to the hotel, and then we had dinner with the boot camp girls, which was super fun. And I enjoyed it. And I had to tell her the next day, and even Lori had asked, she's like, I wasn't really sure if you were having a good time. I could not hear. Between the ambient noise of being by the kitchen, being in the restaurant, they had a live band playing. We were there for probably 2 hours. I maybe heard 25% of the conversation at the table. So, and when I can't hear, I kind of check out. Was just sitting there and eating. I had the lamb chops. They were delicious. But anyway, it was a great place. It was a wonderful restaurant. The food was delicious. The company was fun. I laughed a couple of times at the stories I could hear, but I couldn't hear. And so that was probably it was still fun, but that was the least enjoyable thing that I did. And it was just because I couldn't hear. And when I can't hear, I get frustrated and my mind just checks out because I'm done. I can't hear. Especially once the band started playing, I was like, I'm just going to eat my dinner because I can't hear anything you people are saying. And I could hear Lori, who was directly across from me, and Lauren, who was right next to me. The other 4 ladies, or no, 1, 2, 3, the other 5 ladies at the table, I couldn't hear most of what they said. So anyway, it was good dinner and I enjoyed their company and I heard a few funny stories, but that one was just a little rough for me mentally because I couldn't hear. They say my hearing is fine, that I don't need hearing aids, but they did say that hearing aids may help in situations like that where there's all that ambient noise. If there's ambient noise, it makes it that much more difficult for me to hear clearly what people are saying. I can hear the sound. I just can't make words out of what you're saying. It just sounds all garbled in my ears. Anyway, so that was Friday. Saturday, I woke up and we did the Fit Squad workout. We did cardio kickboxing. That was super fun, actually. I really enjoyed that workout, even though it was in a hot box. Woo! Because her office in them lights makes it feel like it's 90 degrees in there. So I was a hot box, but it was super fun. We had a full house. I think there was like 11 or 12 of us, which it was the biggest crowd we've ever had. And a lot of them were there because they were working out, because I was there with her, and just a lot of us who show up every week. But that was super fun to have that many people there, to get to work out with her in person, to be able to, look back and see myself doing the workout, because she posted online for the members, all of our members' videos are our workouts from Saturday. She records them so we can go back and watch, which normally you see her because she's the one leading. And then if we're speaking, you'll see us pop up. But in this, I was there with her, so I could see a lot of my workouts just like I could in the videos that she did. And I'm always just, look, it's okay to toot your own horn. Toot, toot. I was real impressed with how well I did on a lot of those things, and how good I looked and how fast I could go in comparison to her. Even though I could tell on Saturday she was slowing down the kickboxing a little bit for me a few times. My legs were tired. They were fine. They were okay. But they were tired. They did feel worked. My legs did feel worked. So yeah, we did that on Saturday, and then I think it was right after that we went to a little place called Waxhaw, I think was the name of the city. It's like this just old little city, got like a train that runs through the middle of it. It reminded me, Mary, you'll know, like Old Town Spring. For those of you who are in the Houston area, on the north side of Houston, there's Spring. It's where I used to live, actually, the city that I used to live in. But they have like all these old, and it also was an old railroad like station area. So they have all these cute little shops. So we went and looked at all the little shops. We ended up eating at a Greek place. I had a lamb gyro, so I had lamb 2 days in a row. It was delicious. French fries. Coach had French fries and a Coke Zero. Everybody, she eats carbs and drinks soda. Not very often, but I didn't think anything of it. She was the one that said people would be shocked if they knew, because they're always like, "You had a sandwich?" She's like, "Yeah, I had a sandwich." To be fair, though, neither one of us finished that sandwich. We totally had the second half of that sandwich as just like a meat roll up, because we were both done with the bread. It was just too much for both of us. And we wanted that fried potato. Anyway, so Saturday was massage. I know we're closing up on the hour, but this is one of the last things that I did, because Sunday I went to church, went to lunch with Christy, who I got to meet and fixing to talk about that too. And then I went home. That was pretty much Sunday. Did like 3 things. But we went to this little place called Waxhaw. They had all these shops. But before we went to all that, and before we went to the lunch, actually, because I want to come back to the massage. So just for clarity, I did the massage. Then we did these things, but I want to talk a little bit more about the massage. So we walked through this little area. Christy was able to come. Christy's part of the Fit Squad. She's great. She's super fun. She makes me laugh. I like people that makes me laugh. If you follow Kirsten on Facebook, Christy's the one that used to do her workouts with her on Tuesday and Thursday. But she's moving. I'm still in the area, but she's moving. She got a new job, so she's not able to do that with her anymore. But if you used to watch them, this is the Christy that I'm talking about. So we met her after lunch. My friend Lori from the boot camp went with us as well. So it was me, Kirsten, Lori, and then Christy met us. We went to a little park area for children, of course, but I swung and I went up on the children's equipment and I slid down the slide. It was real fast and real windy. I was all over that slide. But yeah, we just hung out and chatted for like 2 hours at the park. And then what did I do? Yeah, because that was it. That was it for that day. And then for that evening, Tim, my friend Tim, I went to Smithfield's barbecue. So Lori, my Lori's husband was from North Carolina and said that I needed to try Smithfield's barbecue, that it was the best barbecue. And I was like, I'm Texan. Our barbecue is different barbecue. And he's like, I know, but I really like it. I don't know if you'll like it, but I want you to try it. So, I forget what happened. Kirsten and I were supposed to hang out longer, but then something happened and she ended up going. So she was like, "You'll have dinner with Lori." I was like, "I can have dinner all by myself." She's like, "Nope, not while you're here. You're not." Which I did actually end up appreciating, and I really do enjoy my friend Lori. So we went to Smithfield's, and so I got the barbecue sandwich because that's what he said. So shocker number one, my barbecue sandwich came out and it was pork. If you get a barbecue sandwich in Texas, it's brisket. Like you can get a pulled pork sandwich, but that's a pulled pork sandwich. That's not a barbecue sandwich. A barbecue sandwich is brisket. That's when you say barbecue sandwich, I had an assumption that I would be eating brisket. I did not. I had pork. I had lamb 2 days and I had pork 2 days. But I have to say, once I got over that, wait, this is a brisket. I thought maybe I had gotten the wrong thing, and then they're like, nope, this is our barbecue sandwich. Is a pork sandwich. I was like, oh, okay. So difference number one, and then difference number two was I was looking for the barbecue sauce. I was like, they have to have some type of barbecue sauce here. I mean, even Texas, you can get a barbecue sauce. You don't need it with good Texas barbecue. If they do it right, the smoke should carry all of the flavor through it, but they had like it looked like vinegar with peppers in it. It looked like the crushed red pepper flakes inside of vinegar. That's kind of what it tasted like, to be fair. It was different, but it was delicious. It was a very good pulled pork sandwich with this weird vinegary hot sauce, which I actually like because, well, like Mary and Natasha know, I get Tabasco all the time because that I like a vinegar based hot sauce. I use Frank's at home a lot. But when we're out, they don't have Frank's. So Tabasco is normally my go-to, or Cholula. If they don't have Frank's, that's another. But it's a vinegar-based hot sauce. It's not real hot, but that's what I enjoy. That's the kind of heat level that I like, just a nice low heat level. And that's sort of what it was like, was almost putting like Tabasco on a pulled pork sandwich, which ended up being really good. It had coleslaw on the top. The coleslaw was very good. I did enjoy the coleslaw. And having the vinegar even on top of the coleslaw made it even more. If you don't like vinegar, don't put it on there. You would hate it. It would be no good. I love it. And I thought it was actually really good. So, I mean, was it the best barbecue I'd ever had? But no. Was it a barbecue sandwich? Debatable. Was it a very good pulled pork sandwich? Yeah, it was. It was real good. And then I had the hush puppies, which, why? Why did they have hush puppies at a barbecue place? That felt really weird. We have those at like seafood places. We have hush puppies. We don't have hush puppies at barbecue places. Not to my knowledge. I've never had a hush puppy at a barbecue place, only at like a fish place. They were really good though. Them hush puppies were some of the best hush puppies I've had. So would I recommend Smithfield's? Absolutely. But know what you're getting into. No, you're getting pork, not brisket. And if you don't like vinegar, don't use their sauce, because they're like, oh no, this is our barbecue sauce. I was like, oh, okay, if you say so. And even in North Carolina, evidently there's like East North Carolina and West North Carolina barbecue or something. I don't know. They were very serious about it, and they're very proud, and it was good. So I would say try it. So that's what I did Saturday night. Right. Hush puppies go with fried fish, not with barbecue. Why did they sell? They didn't, I don't think they even had fish. I think it was all different meats like pork. They did have brisket. They had ribs. So they did have other traditional barbecue type things. But yeah, they had hush puppies. So I couldn't say no because I do love a hush puppy and it sounded good and it was a delicious side. I had fries too, but the hush puppies were great. Anyway, so that was pretty much my Saturday. And then Sunday, like I said, I went to church at her church. She was actually working in the children's church. I don't know what else you call it. I call it children's church. I don't know what they call it. But anyway, she had all the kids there during the church service. So Christy and I sat together during the service. And then we ended up having to change plans. So just Christy and I went to lunch. So we got to hang out for a little bit before I left. And then I flew out and everything was fine. Came back. Not Mary. Sorry, Mary. Amy picked me up because Mary had taken me there. So I didn't have a car. So Amy had to come pick me up. But yeah, so on Saturday I got a massage. Guys, I don't know. I can't say that my experience would be like anybody else's experience in a massage. And I'll sort of explain why. I know we're right at 6:00, but I did want to give this a few minutes because Lila was great. She was amazing. And it was absolutely, totally her that made that experience for me. Well, I mean, Kirsten set it up for me, obviously. It's somebody that Kirsten goes to and has been going to. I think she goes like twice a month or every other week or as often as close to that as she can. But she prayed with me before we started. She asked what areas of concern that I have so that she could pray over those areas as she worked on them. She prayed with me when we were done. And she just sort of prayed over me while she gave the massage. And so I was kind of talking, before, of course, we were talking and I was telling her it's a lot of my right side, my right shoulder, my right knee, a lot of the things on my right side. And that my shoulders are definitely my area of weakness. And I have the most stress and tension in my upper body. And so I had laid down and I had said one or two things. And she's like, so this is the point where if you would like to be silent, you can. And I can do this whole massage without speaking. But if you'd like to chat, I'd be happy to do that as well. So y'all know me. I was like, I can talk. She's like, yeah, if that makes you feel more comfortable. I was like, it makes me feel a whole lot more comfortable. I was like, a lot of people said that you're supposed to be quiet and it's supposed to be your relaxing time and that you may fall asleep. I was like, I'd feel more comfortable if I could talk. She's like, I can already feel your body relaxing just since you started talking. So just that alone just made me relax. And so we had a wonderful conversation. I think I was there for like an hour and a half. Because and this is what she's told me this, and Kirsten's even said it before too. She goes until you're done, until she determines that your massage is over. So if you're going on a regular basis, maybe you can get in and out of there in 45 minutes to an hour. I think I was in there like a little over an hour and a half. I have no idea how long I was in there. I lost all sense of time, and we had just the most amazing conversation. We talked about my story, my weight loss, about how it's what healthy things you can add, my thoughts on just a lot of different things and how good God has been to me and how blessed I am to have this community that I have and the friends that I have and be able to take this trip, to have a job that lets me do those types of things. And it was kind of funny at one point in the conversation. I told Kirsten this later, is she was massaging my legs and we were talking about weight loss. And y'all have heard me say this before. Weight loss is more mental than physical. The physical is the easy part. A lot of us can lose weight really well. We just can't keep it off. Or we can gain it back a whole lot better than we can lose it, right? So for me, it's a lot more mental than a physical thing when it comes to weight loss and health, because my mind is my biggest hurdle in making me believe that I can or cannot do things and that I am or am not worthy of things. But being in that prayerful environment with her, she was massaging my legs and then she's like, I am so sorry. She's like, I never lose my place in a massage. Did I just finish your right leg? I was like, yeah, you just finished my right leg. She's like, okay, great. She's like, I'm very sorry. She kept apologizing. And I was like, dude, I forget stuff all the time. Kirsten's like, she never forgets. She's like, I may forget what she's done in massage. She never forgets. But she was so into the conversation and it touched her in such a special way that even at the end, she was praying for me and she just started to cry. So I just hugged her until she could talk again. And then we finished praying for each other, really. And so as far as like people say, the massage is so relaxing and It wasn't for me. It was just mentally and spiritually stimulating. And so much so that my mind and my spirit were energized. But I will say, the next day, when I woke up, I do stretches every morning in bed before I get up. I normally stretch out my legs in a few different ways, and then I sort of hang my legs over the bed, and then I stretch my shoulders out. And when I put my arms above my head, I'll tell you guys, it takes a couple of tries to get my arms above my head in the morning. My upper body felt looser. And I was like, oh, there it is. There we go. There's the massage. Oh my God. I felt just like loose, just like everything felt good. Everything felt great. So I have a feeling if I hadn't been so engaged in the conversation, in sharing with her and her sharing her story with me, that's hers to share though, so I won't share that. But she has also been on a health and wellness journey herself. And it was just very special. She said that because it was special for me. And I was like, I feel like, I'm glad that Kirsten met you and knew you and that she set me up with you because this is absolutely what I needed for several reasons. And she said that she felt the same, that God had brought me to her through Kirsten. So it was a blessing all around. And it was just a fabulous experience. Oh, hey, speaking of Coach, I was just telling him about Lala, my new friend Lala, and what a blessing she was. And that she said I was a blessing for her, and that was because of you, and I appreciate it. Oh, it's okay. You are the best moderator, Cheryl. I would have other people, but I would always choose you 110%, my friend. I know you need a nap. I'm glad you got one. I'd rather you get a nap than be here. You can watch this on a replay at 2:00 in the morning when you're awake. Yeah, I know you will, Coach. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate the trip. Since you're here, I appreciate all that you did for me while I was there, showing me and reminding me that I am important, that I am loved, and that I can do things that I never thought I would do, including taking a vacation. And one of the top things on my list that I did was working out with you in person. It was great. So in North Carolina, that was my favorite part, was working out with Kirsten. I'm not going to lie. Second to that was absolutely the massage with Lala, just because it was such a great spiritual experience for me, as well as mental and physical. And then that crowd chamber. Whew, I loved it. I would do again to Sherry. I can't wait to see how you feel about it when you're done. I hope you can take a video. I wish I had a video, but I was in there, so I didn't take a video, but it was great. I loved it. And then I think the best meal, since I've kind of been doing best meals, Smithfield's was good, Tim, but Firebirds, that sirloin steak, it was like a garlic pepper crusted, which garlic and black pepper are my two favorites. And then we talked ourselves into the dessert. So I had a dessert, that lemon blueberry cake. It was so good. That was probably the best meal that I had for me. Not the most expensive, not the least expensive, but not anything I haven't had 100 times before, a sirloin and a potato. It was so good. But everything I ate was good. There wasn't a meal that I had that I didn't enjoy. The lamb gyro, the lamb chops, the salmon that I had with Lori, the pork chop that I had with Kirsten. It was all delicious. The waffle, come on, forget about it. It was great. Anyway, so that was my trip. It was a phenomenal trip. I'm excited for y'all to see some of the videos. I've started putting some together. I'm ridiculous, but y'all have met me. So even if you don't get any enjoyment out of the videos, I will. But I hope y'all will too. And I hope y'all will be here to see that. Like I said, I just wanted to get those new favorite and epic disasters out first because I thought they were too funny because they were so bad. They were so bad. Oof. So bad. Go back and watch those if you haven't. But I will be putting those videos together and getting those out and released so that you can all kind of follow along with the journeys and see. Like I said, kind of as I got more into it, I stopped filming because I got more into the moment of doing the things and I didn't film as many of the things, but I took a lot of photos. So I'm trying to figure out a good way to put that together for y'all. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this evening. As always, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for staying with me a little bit longer tonight. I probably recapped more than I should have, but that happens. It was a good time. I'd be happy to talk about it again for several more hours and go into more detail on everything. But those are the highlights for me. Thanks to everyone who joined me on my adventures or that I got to meet along the way. And thank you all for being here and supporting me through it and enjoying it with me and or catching the replay for those of you who'll be doing that. But for tonight, I'll just end by saying like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Have you ever had an experience like a crowd chamber that just when you were done, like I can't even explain how amped up I was and how great my body felt. I know it's not for everybody, but let me know. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hopefully there will be videos out. But I'll see you next Thursday, 5 p.m. Central.